Couples Academy is expanding its team to meet the growing demand of people in need of help around the world. So if you're a trained, licensed, or certified expert in marriage enrichment, infidelity recovery, sex therapy, life coaching, cognitive behavioral therapy, divorce mediation, financial coaching, or family therapy, contact us today.
Couples Academy is committed to serving couples around the world by reaching beyond cultural lines and language barriers. We are proud to announce that we now serve the Spanish-speaking community. So whether you're here in the United States or abroad, Couples Academy has a place for you.
Couples Academy se compromete a servir parejas de todo el mundo, superando las fronteras culturales y las barreras del idioma. Ahora, estamos orgullosos de anunciar que servimos a la comunidad de habla hispana. Entonces, ya sea que estés aquí en los Estados Unidos o en el extranjero, Couples Academy está aquí para servirle.
Good morning. Good morning. So let's try that intro again because I heard that you couldn't hear me. So good morning. My name is Lakeisha Hines and you are watching Ask the Experts. Or I should say expert because I'm flying solo today, which is all good. Thank you guys for joining this morning. And so that lets me know I'm not by myself because you're here. And that's what's most important. So let me just shout out who's here. Good morning, Vashawn. Hi, Zach. Hello, Ralph and Marlene. Hi, Nina. Miss Jules. What's going on, Miss Jules? Hi, Lindsay. E. Talisha Holland. Lisa TT Kaz Corbin. Gonzalez. What up, Gonzalez? Hi, Jackie. Hello, Kay. Marchant. And Nelly and Tori Love. Hey, JJ. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining again. We appreciate you supporting Couples Academy. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you are sending videos to the people who you love and care about because you want them to be better and you want them to have the life that has been promised for all of us who are believers. And even if you're not, you still want an abundant life and a healthy life and a happy life. So let's do what we need to do so that we can get what we need to get. Remember, healing is within your grasp. You just got to reach out and get it. It's there for the taking. Healing is there for the taking. You just got to reach out and grab it. And that is what it is. So, all right, I see we have our first question. So let's go to Mr. Zach. As the betrayed, I just want to say yesterday's video was really powerful. I was literally just talking to my counselor about feeling inadequate earlier this week. Can't wait for part 2. We need tools. Okay, well, you didn't have a question. It was a comment. Zach, thank you so much for watching. So happy that you were able to get some inspiration. Sounds like you got recharged from watching the show the other day. And that's amazing. That's what we want to hear. We love hearing testimonies like this and success stories. So tune in for part 2. That's all I can tell you, brother. It'll be powerful. And thank you, Vashawn, for letting me know that you could not hear me. All right. And Marlene, too. Thank you so much. Zach, you told me too. So anyway, we got it together now. Thank you all for getting me together. All righty. So let's see. Who else do we have in there? Oh, hi, Nina. You have been a regular watcher, and we so appreciate your consistency and everyone else who tunes in weekly. Some of you tune in daily. And so it's just amazing that we have you guys tuning in and supporting us like that, because we couldn't do what we do without you. So gaslighting. I'll give you an example. If you're sitting in a room, let's say your living room in your house, and you have one of those light dimmers. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about, but literally it's just, you can, there's like a switch where you can slide it up or down to make the lighting in the room brighter or dimmer. Let's say you're sitting in that living room with your spouse or someone else, doesn't have to be your spouse, someone else, and you're watching TV. They get up, they go to the kitchen, and they slightly dim the lights. And you recognize that, man, something changed with the lighting. And you ask them, did you change the lights? Like, did you dim the lights? And they, no, I didn't dim the lights. You're crazy. What are you talking about? That's all in your head. So gaslighting literally is either words or actions that make you feel as if you have no clue what you're talking about. And they know for sure that what you're asking or what you're saying is true. They know that it's real, but they try to make you believe that it's not. So they basically undermine your reality by denying the fact that they actually went over and dimmed that light. So it could be about the environment, or it could be about your feelings. The environment, yeah, that's a little annoying, but your feelings, okay, if they are undermining your feelings, you're hurt, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're disappointed, whatever the case may be, and they're saying, you know, oh, that's all on you, that has nothing to do with me, that's gaslighting. All right, so hopefully that helps. All right, do we have any other questions? I don't think so. You guys don't have questions this morning? Hi, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Talisha. I hope that's correct. And if it's not, I apologize. But I love that you put, we need y'all every day. Well, we need y'all every day too. And then you go on to say our relationships change by the hour. Amen, my sister. That is so true. That is so true. Okay. So Just D says, why does Couples Academy advocate for unfaithful spouse? They chose to cheat. The betrayed isn't wrong for wanting outright. Ooh, okay, Miss D, you trying to come for us this morning? Well, I'm here for it, sis. Okay, so this is the thing. When you decide that you are going to get married, there is no longer you and me. It's just us, okay? We are a team. And if you've ever heard Hassani say how he feels about marriage, he says, I'm fighting for your last name, not your first name. And we all here at Couples Academy have that same philosophy, that we're fighting for your marriage, your last name, not your first name, because the two or you are one. And understand, a lot of what we're talking about and most of what we're talking about, they come from biblical principles. And the Bible says, and the two shall become one flesh. So that means if we're supporting, I don't know your last name, D, let's just say is Smith, we're supporting Team Smith, okay? And we're going to come in and support you guys individually and collectively. And what we understand about infidelity is that both parties are hurting. It's a different type of hurt. It's for different reasons, but you both are going through pain. And so I'll just quickly give you this because we don't really have a lot of questions in here. So lucky you get to get all of this. So the betrayed spouse, they are dealing with all types of emotions. Some days I'm sure the betrayed feels bipolar. They feel like, you know, they're not even in control of their thoughts and their emotions because of the triggers and so on and so forth. So for the betrayed, it's literally like you're riding down the highway in your car. You got your jams turned up, or maybe you listen to your favorite podcast and you're just in there vibing. You're in a good mood. Everything's good. And then all of a sudden you get hit by a Mack truck. It came out of nowhere. There was no warning. There was no way to prepare for it. You just got smacked. And it just disrupted your whole day, where you were going. I mean, and then if it's a really, really bad hit and a really bad accident, now you're having to contact the insurance. Now you're having to get a rental car. You're having to wait for an adjuster to determine if it's been totaled or not. You may have to get a new car. I mean, it sends you into this like domino effect of different things that you have to deal with, right? And different people that you have to communicate with and talk to, and everything just kind of spirals out of control in that moment when you're in that accident. And then it takes weeks, sometimes months for you. And oh my God, if someone got hurt, if you got injured, and then you have to go through dealing with maybe some type of rehab or something, it could take years for you to get back to where you were before that accident happened. So that's what is going on with the betrayed. And then as you're going through that process, you have an array of emotions, right? You're frustrated, you're upset, you're hurt, like you're anyway. The betrayed goes through a lot. We never, ever minimize what the betrayed goes through. But we are here to support the unfaithful as well, because they're going through hurt and pain too. I have said this so many times. Nobody that I have met or counseled woke up one day and said, hey, I think I'm gonna go cheat on my spouse today. That seems like a good idea. So it's not something that they intentionally went out to do a lot of times. Now, are there people out there who are just serial cheaters? Yes. So I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the ones who were in a relationship where they seemed to be happy, seemed like things were going okay, even if there were problems, but you would never suspect that they would go out and cheat, because that's not who they are. They're not cheaters, but they cheated. And so one of the things I'm always having to share with couples when I'm working with them is that, listen, you're not what you did. That was a behavior, but that's not who you are. And so we do have to support the unfaithful, because they are so hard on themselves. They're beating themselves up. And we do believe that a lot of times there is a spiritual war going on inside of them, because the enemy wants them to believe that they're no longer valuable, that they're no longer lovable, that they don't deserve forgiveness. And that is not true. So here's my thing to all the betrays out there. Have you never made a mistake? Have you never sinned? Have you never hurt your spouse? I don't know why it is that we feel like, especially believers, that we want to put so much weight on infidelity. Why? Because God hates all sin, and he doesn't categorize it as, oh, this is a little sin, this is like a medium sin, and this is like a large sin. It's all sin to God. But we as a people, we put so much weight on infidelity and look down, turn our nose up on people who cheat, as if it's better or worse than any other sin that might be committed. Because at the end of the day, it's about the betrayal. The sex is horrible, but every affair isn't sex, right? It's all of them are not physical. Some of them emotional, some financial. We've talked about multiple types of affairs. So the thing is, how is you lying about your finances and you feel the pain of that betrayal any different from you lying about how you feel about me? So we get into these comparisons, and it's not fair. So Couples Academy does advocate for the unfaithful spouse. We also advocate for the faithful spouse. And you are right. There are times where, it's like, look, we're having those real hard conversations with the unfaithful. You did choose to cheat, and that is the choice that you make. And so you do have to suffer the consequences of whatever that is, because like I said, we're using biblical principles, and the Bible does say that is your only excuse for being able to leave, right? To get a divorce or whatever, but it's still your choice. Just because you're given permission to do something doesn't mean that that's what you need to do. So you just have to be mindful of the decisions that you make, and don't make them when you're upset and when you're in so much hurt and pain. Like, never make a life-changing decision when you are in tremendous amounts of hurt, pain, or anger, because you want to make sure that you're thinking logically and clearly and rationally before you make that decision. So the betrayed isn't wrong for wanting out. I'm not telling you you're right or wrong. What I am saying to you is make sure that you're clear about what it is that you want. Make sure you're not choosing to leave because you're trying to punish that person the way that you feel like you're trying to hurt them the way they hurt you. You're never going to win with that. So if you want to be out because you don't want to do the work, you want to be out because you don't want to continue to fight, you don't want to do the work because you feel like I'm never going to be able to get over this, I'm never going to be able to forgive. Okay, I understand. But just be mindful of your motive and your intent. Okay. Where are we? I guess since I started talking, you all decided that you want to throw in questions. Okay, so let's see. Jackie, if the mate that was betrayed does not want to seek therapy, should the betrayed continue therapy? She doesn't want to bring it. She just doesn't want to bring it up. Okay, Jackie. So, regardless of whether or not the betrayed or the betrayer wants to seek therapy, you do what you need to do. And so when I say you, I don't mean you, Jackie. I'm saying people in general, right? Whether you're the betrayed or the betrayer, you seek therapy, whether or not your spouse wants it or not. Because the reality is, as I said, both sides are hurting, right? So you need to deal with your own individual hurt and pain. And a lot of times what we do is we look to our spouses to heal us, but that's not their job. It's not their job to heal us. And again, if you're a believer, you should be looking up, not to the left or right. So yes, you need to continue to get therapy. Yes, you should. Absolutely. So that you can be the best version of you that you can be. So you can be your best self. And if whomever, I'm not sure who you're saying doesn't want to bring it up, people avoid having these conversations for multiple reasons. One, they feel like somehow that's going to control the outcome. Sometimes they're feeling so much guilt and shame that they can't face it themselves. Sometimes they don't want to change. So there's so many different reasons why people don't want to talk about it, and they don't want to bring it up. They don't want to talk about counseling. Because let me tell you something, when you go to counseling, like that mirror will be put in front of your face and you are forced to take a long, hard look at yourself. And some people don't want to do that because they're not ready to accept their flaws. There's a certain amount of vulnerability that must be present when you go through counseling in order for you to truly be transformed. You got to see where you are, understand where you came from before you know where you're going. So yes, please continue counseling, continue going to therapy. It's extremely necessary. It's extremely important for your own health and well-being. Okay. Nina said, yes, they are very consistent in their love and concern for us all. Stacy, what do you do when the anger, rage, distrust hasn't subsided after 3 years? He has been a model husband since. Okay, so I don't know what you're defining as a model husband, but based on your definition, if he is showing up, doing everything that you want and need him to do, and you are still stuck, then that says to me that one of two things are going on. Either you guys didn't go through the appropriate process that you needed to go through for infidelity recovery. And I'm assuming it's infidelity because you said distrust. That's one reason. Or it could be that you really have not done your own individual work, Stacy. And without knowing background information, of course, I don't know what it is. Could be a combination of the two. But we recently had a conversation and we were talking about the process that we go through at Couples Academy with walking you through infidelity recovery, right? There's steps and there's stages and there are different things that we take you through. And a lot of times couples want to skip over certain steps. And so if you go to a different organization, counselor, therapist, whatever the case may be, they may allow you to skip over those steps, but we're not going to do that here because guess what happens? We're going to end up having to go back anyway, because if you don't deal with it, eventually you're going to have to. So why do you want to skip over that step? We're moving forward, and then you plateau because you're still dealing with that thing that you wanted to skip over. And so now we got to go back and deal with that thing. And it's a setback, right? So we're trying to be sensitive, considerate of your time and your coin, okay? Your money. So if you want to go through, do all these sessions, skip over what we told you needed to be done, skip over that, right? And then we are like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks in, and then we plateau because we didn't deal with that thing back there. And then we got to go back. Guess what? We got to start back all over again, which is going to extend your stay with us. Now, if you want to stay with us forever and a day for the end of time, come on. But we know that your time and your resources oftentimes are limited. So we walk you through this process because we're trying to get you to your healing and your transformation as soon as possible. So hopefully that helps, Stacey. I'm not sure what on. I'm assuming that you even got help before. So maybe you didn't get help at all before. And if you didn't, then I'm going to say you guys probably need to go through a process, okay, where you, and when I say process, I mean a process of infidelity recovery, because after 3 years, that is quite a bit of time, and you should have made significant progress by then. Now, if you're saying that it's better, but it's just still there, that's different, because you will still have some residue from that trauma, right? But is it consuming your everyday life? Is it taking over you and affecting how you're able to interact with your spouse on a regular basis? That's different. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Hey, Sean. Hey, Lori. Hey, JJ. Oh, Lori, you want to know what are some ways to stay on your paper when you recognize gaslighting from your spouse? What do you mean stay on your paper? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Lisa, my dad betrayed my mom years ago. They are now divorced. I resented him then, and I feel that I still hold resentment towards him. My husband is the unfaithful partner, so this hit home really hard. I'm a ticking time bomb. Okay, so first and foremost, your husband is not your father. And we have to stop punishing the people in our present because of our past pain from others, right? So yes, your husband cheated, and I understand that, but they are two totally different situations. Your dad and your mom's relationship is not your relationship with your husband. So my first thing is, if you can, do your best to try to avoid comparing the two relationships, because they're not the same. You guys are 4 totally different people. These were 2 totally different marriages. And the situation is, you still have resentment towards your dad, and now you're transferring that onto your husband, which is not fair to him. But he shouldn't have cheated, and then maybe that wouldn't have happened. But I challenge you to think about it this way: if you were still holding resentment towards your father, and if your husband reminded you in any way of your father, there may have been some things that you also have transferred onto your husband outside of infidelity, prior to infidelity even happening. And so if you're a ticking time bomb, we don't want you to explode. Call us, set up some sessions, sis, so we can help you out. All right, VT Flow, how do the unfaithful respond to the anger, rage, resentment that is spoken and sounds destructive from the betrayed? Okay. All right. So you're the unfaithful, and the betrayed is spewing out venom. Okay. So first of all, you got to get help, because it sounds like they're super emotional and they're having difficulty being able to control their emotions and their feelings, and they need support. But I would say try not to do anything to add fuel to the fire. Definitely you try to remain calm. If you need to take a time out, then you have to communicate, hey, I need a break. I need a pause. And I need to get to a place where I can get calm, so that you're not retaliating and you're not responding to, that anger and that rage with anger, right? So you can't fight fire with fire, right? So you definitely have to get to a place where you're calm. And then outside of whatever situation is where they're escalated, when you guys are cool, calm, and collected, and you come back and have a conversation, listen, I fully understand that you're hurting, you're in pain, and you're angry. And really, of the anger, yeah, they're mad, but really underneath all of that is hurt and pain, right? And I'm not minimizing. I'm just saying it comes off like anger and aggression, but it's really underneath is hurt and pain. So I understand that you're angry, and I understand you're disappointed and you're hurt and everything. But and I'm trying to support you, but I don't know how. When you come in, I call it coming in hot. When you come in hot, I don't know how to respond to that. So is there a way for us to communicate? I'm willing to hear and listen to anything you have to say and support you in any and every way. But I just need you to speak to me with a softer tone. I need less aggression in your voice. And I'm here for you, and I got you. And if you can't do it by yourself, which it sounds like you can't, call us. Cool to love her. What do you do when your wife is in love with her affair partner and wants to leave you? She has to make up her mind what it is that she wants. And so if she wants her affair partner, there's nothing you can do to stop her. Right? There's nothing you can do to stop her. We are all adults and we cannot make people do anything that they don't want to do. If you still want the marriage and you still want to fight for it, I say fight for it. Work on you. Okay. And if you're a believer, pray. Because often what happens is when a spouse does get involved in an extramarital affair, it's a mirage. What they think it is not really what it is. And so if you really want the marriage and you're willing to continue fighting for it, then you got to wait until the smoke clears. You know what I'm saying? You're out there in the desert and you see a mirage. Eventually it fades. You have to wait for that mirage to fade away, because it will. Okay. So that's up to you, you know, what you choose to do, but continue working on you. That's what's most important. Work on you getting healing. Okay. And man, if she's willing, call us, get couples counseling. And hey, like I said, she may think she's in love with the affair partner, but a lot of times that's not the case. So good luck with that, with that. Okay, Jackie, trying to work up a way of going to the last chance weekend because I feel we so need it, past and possibly current infidelities on his part, which he fully denies, but I know. What can I say to him? Oh man, just keep it real, Jackie. I come in straight. I don't come in hot, but I come in like real and raw. Like, listen, this is what I'm feeling. What's really going on? Ask him directly. He's either going to lie or he's going to tell you the truth. And either way, you can't do anything but receive what it is that he has. Now, if you know you want to get into doing the research, because you know, as ladies, we PIs around here. We're private investigators. We detectives. Maybe you need to start looking, going searching for things. But I'm saying, I would always say go in directly and ask. You know, just ask him directly. And I hope you can come to Last Chance Weekend. We would love to have you. It's the second weekend of every month. So if you can't make it next weekend, then definitely hit us up for April. Oh, what can you say to have him agree to go? Show him the video. Show him the video of Last Chance Weekend. Let him listen to some testimonials. Let him know that, listen, this is our last ditch effort to try to save our marriage and to try to save our relationship. I'm willing to fight, and I hope you are too. Let's work together to try to make this marriage work. And let's work toward healing and transformation so we can have an even better relationship than we've ever had. I promise you, you will connect with your husband in a way that you've never connected with him before. So tell him that. Vashawn, how do I go by expressing my feelings when my spouse thinks everything is smooth in our marriage? Yes, I'm a very poor communicator. So you got to improve your communication skills, brother. That's the biggest thing. If you're telling me I'm a very poor communicator, so when you do try to express your feelings, it's probably not coming out right. She's not receiving it right. So you need to get some support with your communication skills, and we are here to help you for that. Man, Jeff is really, really good at that. Why aren't you in Foundry? If you're not, get in Foundry. Okay. All right. So we have Tegan. Years since the infidelity, then randomly the guy tried to add me on a social media platform. I did not add him. Do I tell my fiance that he tried to reach out? I don't want to cause any upset, but I want to be honest with him. I feel guilty of knowing this happened. How do I approach it? Tegan, yes. Tell him. Tell him. People who have nothing to hide nothing. So tell him you didn't initiate the contact. So let him know what happened. This is a part of rebuilding that trust, right? That you're going to be open and forthcoming with information. And so, yes, tell him. And then if he asks when, tell him when. Be honest. Leave out nothing. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you, whoever you believe in. Tell him the truth. And so when he starts asking questions, answer them. And then if he asks, well, why didn't you tell me when it first happened? Be honest. I was terrified. I didn't want to cause any upset. I didn't want us to be set back. I didn't want us to go through what we've been going through. We're in such a good place, and I wanted to keep us there, and I was afraid to tell you. Tell him the truth. All right, JJ, I have forgiven my husband, and I know that he is not his sin, but falling in love with him again is my struggle. I will always love him for what he represents in my life, but in love is different now. Yes, it is different after infidelity, and it should be different. You should want a new relationship. That old marriage is dead. You should want something new. So what you guys have to do is rediscover each other, right? You have to reintroduce each other to each other. And you're really going to have to focus on how you got to infidelity in the first place, making sure you don't repeat those same mistakes, and begin to work hard in those areas where you know there are deficits. And so we can help you, we can support you, and hopefully you reach out to us, and we're here for you. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is what you guys do like all the time. I'm going to try to get to all your questions, but like, I got to go. Y'all don't get me in trouble. Shalise, would I be weaponizing a Couples Academy video on flirting if I send it to my husband to help him explain why I have a problem with it? It could be weaponizing, but it's all in your approach and your delivery. Try to talk to him about it first if you didn't already. Okay. If you didn't talk to him about it already, talk to him first. And if he doesn't get it, then ask him, hey, I just want to show you this video. I think it might be really helpful in helping you to understand. And hopefully he says yes. All right, Just D. Infidelity is the worst thing my spouse has and could ever do. I could deal with anything else, but I'm a believer in trying to figure this out. Thanks for your feedback. Just D, it takes so much to unpack infidelity. It is a process we have to go through. So I'm going to say, sis, reach out. How do you deal with the emotional abuse and abandonment of them stonewalling and walking off? Okay, I definitely cannot unpack that in my seconds that I have left. Okay, and I'm just looking through. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. These are the questions are getting real deep now, and I don't have enough time to answer them all. I'm so sorry. Guys, please tune in every single week, every single day. Ask the Experts is Fridays only now, so you really got to jump in here early and post your questions. A. Lawson, hey Lakeisha, this process is not easy. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. You have said a mouthful. It is not easy. This is probably one of the most difficult things you are ever going to do in your life, but you can do it with the proper tools, with the proper support. And that is what we are here for. So we need you guys to reach out, get the help that you need. We're here for you. There's a whole team of folks waiting just for you. So what's stopping you? Reach out today. And it's not too late to hop in on Last Chance Weekend. So get your coins together. Come join me, Jeff, Walter, Charmaine, Hassani, and Danielle, and let's restore these marriages. All right? Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and weekend.